Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Bitcoin taking a massive dump here down to 86,000. Can it hold? My goodness. Here on the show tonight, let's find out. Critical times here for Bitcoin. My goodness. And it's funny, I took my kid. We went to the beach for like just a couple hours this afternoon. Like to spend time with the kids. Came home, took a shower, stargazed for a second. And I came inside and was like, wow, there she blows. I literally took, a couple hours off the charts just to rest my mind. And of course, man, it would have been a great short with my system. I'm going to show you how the short could have played out for gains. I had a long that got pounded. Not too bad, but I did lose some money. Stopped the beautiful streak I was on. But hey, it ain't too bad. I didn't get liquidated. It was like $400. I'm going to make it. But yes, yeah. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate each and every one of you for being here. Right. So can we get a bounce? Only time will tell. We will see. Bulls still fighting, but man. And yeah, maybe we should edit that title. Things changed in a second. But I mean, it does say don't blink. What's naturally, let's talk about it, because there was a lot of things that I was going over. And I told you, man, I never like to go over altcoins. I lost out on that altcoin trade. Every time, man, I told you, that was an omen right there. So let's talk about Bitcoin. Number one, I told you I didn't like the daily close, right? And I said, once the daily candle closed red, I said, this looks more like a bear flag that could dump us all the way back down. I don't know if you remember me saying that, right? And then when we started going green, I was like, that's weird. Honestly, that was a bit strange. But then we were red. It looks like the daily candle was going to close somewhat green. We're going to see how far we could take it. Looked like we were at least going to close above here. I'm going to give you a couple things why this is good news and bad news. All right? Here, I'll tell you why this is good news. If we have a monthly candle and it dumps, it's got a tweezer bottom, and the second monthly candle opens and just pumps up immediately, what does that end up doing? That ends up being a wick, right, to the downside. And then you get the candle back to the open. So to have a bullish monthly candle, you kind of have to dump when the monthly candle opens. You see what I mean? Because look, every single green candle that we've ever had on the monthly, and I'm going to show you in a second. And, we'll start off with that. But that's, because I just want to see if there's more downside here. What happened? And another thing, I talked about the 2 hour, right? It had to stay above the 200 moving average. I don't know if we even had a chance. But and again, I said how this could be right shouldering, and we could just. And I said we'll dump right back down here. I said if we'll dump, we'll right back down. We'll dump right down to liquidity, right down to 87,000. And we went over this many times. So even though I was bullish, I'm not saying I wasn't. Like I saw a nice little flag here. 2 hour looked like it was going to break out. I figured, hey, I'll put a stop loss below the 200. Go for it. So I got stopped out right there, but I didn't bet the moon. It was the weekend, and I know the weekend's tough trading, right? So I was wrong, and I'm the first to admit it. It's okay. But we've been on an amazing streak. It's been since like 2 Tuesdays ago since I've had to admit like I was wrong on a trade. So it's been pretty good. I don't mind that, right? It's been a pretty nice run. And let's take a look at the monthly. But looking at the daily did look like it could be a bear flag. To me, I said, this is, and I said I don't like the way we tweezer top there. I said when you tweezer top, usually you dump. And I kept telling everyone that we should have a head short with a stop loss on the other side of the 21, right? Remember? I don't know if you remember saying this. I said, but the right thing to do is to have a short here, just in case they dump this puppy, right? Anyway, is what it is. Some people may have listened, some people may have not. I didn't even listen, but it's okay. It did look like there was some bearishness. So let's take a look at the monthly candle. So if this is going to be a green candle, we'd like to see the monthly now start to rip back to the upside and use this as a wick and then rip and have a nice big candle, a nice big wick. So you kind of need it to dump. Like if this pump first, so look at every green candle we've had right here. Look, it dumped first and then it came up. This one dumped a little bit and came up. This one barely dumped, so not everyone. And that one, But that was like the bottom, I get, But a lot of them at least had some wick, right? Where they dumped a little bit, then they pumped. I'm not saying, I'm just saying, it's a little bit of hopium over here, eh? So I'm just saying, you need the monthly candle to dump first, technically. All right? The idea is once the monthly candle breaks 82.5, we have to now submit that it will fall to 71,000. And we're in for more downside. And it does look like a shoulder ahead and a right shoulder. That's going to go further to the downside. And again, we just have to take this one step at a time. I tell you, I'm sitting on a pile of tether so we can swing trade, do whatever we need to do. I believe the market is not the best right now to be piling into altcoins. I think anyone that's like, jump into altcoins has no idea what they're talking about. But again, I don't know anyone saying that. I don't watch anyone else. So I don't know what they're saying. But, right now, Bitcoin has to stabilize. Otherwise, the altcoins are going to continue to dump. So that weekly candle is bearish. And you could even just make a bear flag like this that might last a couple weeks. That might go sideways for a while before we continue to dump. That measured move is 65K, right? It might come up and make a right shoulder. We don't know exactly what's going to happen. It is pretty far away from the 21. 5-day chart, now red. 3-day candle, now below that 200 moving average. To me, it's like, get back above that 200. Don't you dare do that. Don't you do it. Don't you do it, Willis. You get back above that 200 moving average. Otherwise, we in trouble on that 3-day chart. I like a long there too. It stops below this wick. So dang, it was looking like it was, but I don't know. It did close pretty bearish with the wick to the upside. Like just, that's not a good look. So we were on thin ice. There was glimmers of hope, but we knew that the bears were still kind of on us as bulls. I mean, I'm a bull at heart, I guess. I'm a trader, but I'm a bull at heart. I got into trading bullishly. Like my greatest memories are bull runs, right? So it's like, again, I've made some good shorts and there's good money to make in a short. And I got to stay more open-minded to shorting just so I can remind myself that there's money out there either way all the time. Important to kind of always tell yourself there's opportunity, there's opportunity, there's opportunity. You could turn anything into opportunity. You're the one who has that opportunity. So look at that daily candle that's a dump. So there's two stories here. One, that this one's just on its way down. And to me, that's kind of what we're doing here. Measured move is 77K. And you defy bookmap too. We had some good red above there. 93.8 still sitting pretty. We still got 75,000 too as well on bookmap. Bookmap having the best deals in the year right now. Jump on in, get yourself situated with all your trading tools. Why not? Today is the day. So dang, that's a no good. Yeah, 12 hour and the 22 just derailed. It was a nice flag. Things were looking okay. I have to be honest. Even the 8 hour looked like it was all flagging out sideways, like we could build. Too much liquidity. Too many people long this flag, I guess. And they went after it. It also looked bearish to me, though. Remember, I kept saying shoulder, shoulder, head, shoulder, shoulder. I said if the 2 hour loses the 200, it's a wrap. And I don't know if we even had a chance, but once it started to go below, you jump into the short, slap a stop above this candle, and then that thing, you ride it down to the point of control. Bart Simpson. And we went, remember I even talked about it being a Bart Simpson. I drew the Bart Simpson. I drew the eyes and the nose. Someone laughed at me. I said, you could definitely see this becoming a Bart Simpson down to 87,000. So it happened. It was low liquidity Sunday. They took it. They went after people that long. They robbed the nest, so to speak, right? It came up, and it's so crazy. Like I told you, a fast move up, a fast move down. You can see one candle, and there is the gap of the VRVP too. And that's a beautiful way just to learn how the VRVP works. Like, that's just an amazing way, right? And yes, red for the red dump, as you can see. Hey. They dumped all over me over here. Hey, all the red was everywhere. So, a move to the downside for Bitcoin. Can't say it didn't look somewhat like a bear flag. Even earlier, like it had already kind of fallen out of the bear flag, technically. Something like this. Anyway, not a huge surprise. We were riding. Now, can we bounce is the question, or what's going to happen now? So now I would kind of get rid of all this. And now we look at what actually happened here. I mean, shoulder, head, right shoulder in a way. Still hit the measured move, right? I mean, your daily's bearish. It bounced off the 21, and that could continue for a while now, right? So that's one thing that doesn't look amazing. Yeah, I don't need an alert there. Actually, I don't know how I got one. And you can kind of see it see lower highs, and that makes a lower low. I have to be honest too, like a lot of times you'll go this entire length. That tells me Bitcoin's going on a magic carpet ride, like down to 71,000. So like, I don't know. It looks like more downside for BTC, in my humble opinion. If you want to get the best TA, if you want to hang out with people that love technical analysis, you want to change your life, I don't think you're ready. But if you are ready, I don't think you're ready. I really don't think you're ready. But if you are ready, if you think you're ready, go to CryptoLifer.com, sign up to the Black Friday sale today, change your life, become a Crypto Lifer. It's amazing. You'll absolutely love it. And you won't even notice it because it will be the most affordable Discord you've ever paid for. And you'll have a year access and you'll love it and you'll learn so much. So jump on in today. A couple trades could change, could break even on that, man. It would be amazing. So jump on in today. Find out more at CryptoLifer.com. So the daily, let's go back to the 12-hour, 12, 22, the 8, the 4. All ugly. And look, remember I said that could be cat ears on the show today. I said, that looks like it could be some cat ears. Cat ears break to the downside. Just like this. It was cat ears. I mean, it played out like cat ears exactly as such. So let's go over kind of the updates that I was given for the last few days. We talked about the fact that the 1 hour could roll over, make a right shoulder and dump. Shoulder, head, right shoulders. We talked about the fact that it was actually looked somewhat like a diamond. And if you came in from the bottom, you would dump out the bottom, right? So that those two things we saw, we went over, we covered. We talked about the 2 hour, breaking above the 200 moving average, but we knew it had to stay above the 200 to remain bullish. It's at the beginnings of some real possibilities, and now it's like, this is back in the doldrums, back in the low lows, right? So now you look at daily support or resistance. You look left and you can see the next big level is 77,000. Then it's 71 and then it's 65. So 65,000 is not that far away. It's just not that far away for BTC. Yeah, it could get, it can, and it can always get worse. And if the 3 day stays below that 200, this will go to the 4 day 200 moving average. That's your next target at $77,000. So I don't want to be the biggest bear of the room, but this has to reverse fast. This has to turn into a monthly wick overnight. Otherwise, we're in trouble. If it's just a monthly wick displaying itself, so be it. Small time frames have to take a beating. I get it. But dang, I start looking at your 5-minute chart, your 1-minute chart, and seeing that, are these continuation bear flags or, because this may continue tonight. We may end up down here at 84,000. So, I mean, either you're making reversals or continuation patterns now on the 5-minute time frame. Because you've seen that the bigger time frames are bearish. All right, you have a bearish engulfing candle now on the 3-day chart too. So, and now you got more liquidity right there to the downside on Bookmap at 75.8. So it's a bear day. Let's take a look at tonight in the monthly candle close. Bitcoin's monthly candle close tonight. Let's take a look at it. Let's see what happened. As if we don't know already, but let's just kind of dissect it the best we can. What a nasty month. October and November were supposed to be beautiful for us. They're supposed to be the pump months. They're supposed to be the best months for Bitcoin's life. Look at Bitcoin here in October and November. What a huge pump right there. Look at it in October and November here. Huge pump. September, October, November. Huge pump. 1, 2 years in a row, right? 2024, 2023. And here we go into 2025. Not so much. Crazy, right? We opened at 109,555 and 63 cents. The high was 111,231 and 99 cents. The low was 80,524 and 65 cents. And the candle closed at 90,369 and 51 cents, down $19,185.75. My goodness. Bitcoin. $19,185 a coin it lost. Wow, Bitcoin. My goodness. Took a beat down in November. 17% beat down, one of the biggest red candles in the history of Bitcoin. Look, I mean, that one right there, which was like, 35% at the time. I mean, dang. That is one of the biggest red candles. I think it is the second, or if not, just the same size as, geez. That one was 20,000. So it's $500 shy of the biggest dump in a month Bitcoin's ever taken in its life cycle. And it may not be over yet, folks. If you pull the big fib, it tells you could be down to 51,000. So there could be a DCA party here for the next 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 months to a year as Bitcoin finds its way on out to another, That could be a fake, we're looking at least for the fake rally. Didn't even get that. So I would be watching this 5-minute time frame here. Looks like it could continue further to the downside. 1 minute as well seems to be rolling over, so as we say in the industry. It's a rolling over. I don't love to trade Sunday night. It's not my favorite night to trade. It's like I don't just out of a sudden break my rules. It's up. It looks like there's money here on this short to the downside for sure. That looks like it's headed down to 84,000. Looks like it can happen fast. I just don't see what's stopping Bitcoin from dumping now after it kind of admitted it wants to collapse again. It was looking pretty sweet for the last few days. Everyone kind of bought the story. Now everyone who bought that, started believing the sauce there. They're like, huh? I'd love to see this thing just whip. Look at this manipulation. Whenever I see it look like a Hikanashi, I always tell that. Whenever regular candles look like Hikanashi candle, look at that. How do you do that? How does not one green candle show up for, 25-minute candles? But that's Bitcoin for you. So the 5-minute looks, and what happened? What did Trump say? Right? So the monthly candle close for Bitcoin was horrendous. Let's take a look at the weekly candle close. Actually, was it bad, right? It's like, dang. We already gave it up. We already gave it up. I'm just amazed. So the weekly opened at 86,841. The high was 93,100. The low was 85,262, and we closed at 90,000. We're up $3,500 on the week. It was a pretty sweet week. 4%. Things were looking up. Bitcoin was looking like it could get a bit of a pump over here. But no. They cut it short here. And the second the monthly and the weekly candle closed, it was just blah. Again, like I told you, we do need a wick. So it could be telling a bullish story here for the month. It could be how the monthly starts to build all the way back to the upside. Again, if you're bullish, you kind of want to see the month dump first. You don't want to see it pump immediately. That's not, So as sad as it looks, and if once it dumps, it's going to dump more. It's a month. It's going to go. And that level was there at the 1 hour. It said it could dump pretty fast down to 87. So, like, all the levels were there. See, people that jumped into all these coins that were green earlier this morning, not green no more. Happy might say. Remember, Happy was kind of a coin that helped you if it was like a hack going on. It's actually supposed to be a positive coin. Interesting. One of those, right? Sure it was over there. So Bitcoin has to basically reverse right now for its life. It's got to get this cup and handle out of here. Otherwise, to me, the 5-minute does look like it could just be in a bear flag. Not a fan of what I'm looking at there for BTC, though. I'll just redraw the lines yet one more time. First thing I'm going to do is look at Bitcoin on the weekly. So you got strong support at 78,000 if you do come to it. If you lose it, 70,000 and then into the chop between 50, basically 55 and 60K. You're right at support too, right there, where these two candles, right at 84. You're still above this resistance here. So there, you didn't lose a weekly support yet. So we could just be making a wick, in the bigger time frame. We take a deep breath and we don't get emotional. It's just a few $100 here and there. A few thousand here and there. But you know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying. No, but, the curving 1 hour, the curving 21-day moving average usually tells me a story. That there's going to be consolidation for a while. I think people should saddle up and get ready for the fact that we are in it. I think too many people want to believe that we're just up. There was no bear market and we're going into a bull market. And I kept telling everyone, when you're below the daily for more than 2 weeks, which is now, when we crossed the daily, it was the 3rd of November. It's been a month. You've been below the 200 moving average on the daily for a month. Here you did it Friday, March. You got above it by April. A month later, you were back above it. No signs of getting back above it here. Same kind of thing here. So, I'm just talking facts. For me, bear markets are when you're below the daily for about three weeks. So you could say, fine, let's call it a month. So I could say, fine, today, right? Once you bearishly retest it, down here. So my whole point is we're in a bear market, whether you like it or not for Bitcoin. Other things are not in a bear. The S&P is not in a bear market. Gold is not in a bear market, right? Other things that we are trading are not in a bear market. So let's see if this affected the futures. Let's see what happened to the BTCC trades, the gold trade. I think gold trade might just be unaffected, doing damage, not even caring. I'll log into that in a second. But yeah, the gold trade's actually up right now. So gold is pumping. I think gold is the trade of the week right now. So I opened a gold trade like on Friday, or maybe it was Monday or Tuesday. But a gold did a Tesla trade. And gold's booming right now. And it makes sense, right? You got gold ripping. People were like, it's weird how they're treating Bitcoin like a risk-on asset. It's like a tech stock now, right? Yeah, the gold trade is absolutely soaring. It's already up 16%, 300 beans, and that's going to go into the week and probably make us some fat gains. So again, beautiful bull pennant there on the daily for gold. I see the daily breaking out. It's going to take some time. Hold that for 2 to 3 weeks and see where we're at, But that's kind of that hedge against BTC right now. And then the Tesla trade looks like it's doing okay regardless, right? So yeah, I see this as possibly making a bear flag and continuing lower. See if the 1 hour could make a tweezer bottom though. Wow, that's interesting. I like to chuck longs right there. I like to chuck longs at those and just see what happens on the 1 hour. I didn't think the 1 hour would have that much gusto. Because if it is a monthly candle, think about it, it should be a monthly wick, right? We should be able to get a pop back to the upside. Heavily volatile. You should be able to get right back up to that same area, right? Think about it. So we'd get to go right back to what, 90,986. Yeah. And the stop would just be below the wick there. And you never get these lower prices either, right, on the long, so. Yeah, and I don't go too hard on these. Yeah, you wake up $500 or you don't. You know what I mean? To me, it's not that serious. Especially on a Sunday night. Like, if you're betting the farm on a Sunday night, I think there's something. You know, when someone's betting the farm on a Sunday night, they haven't won enough on the right days. You know what I mean? Like, if you win enough on the right days, you won't overtrade on the wrong days because you've been rewarded for doing the right thing too many times. All right? Shout out to you jumping on in. Shout out to everybody here. Thank you for being here on this Sunday night. The stream that covers it all. Every single Sunday night, we do the weekly candle. We get ready for the week ahead as well. And we show you our trades. We're transparent. We have a good time. We trade on multiple exchanges, BTC, MEXC, and Weeks, all the premier exchanges right now that I am using. Shout out to Bookmap. I'm using Bookmap to see liquidity as well. It's a nice little add-on. It's not 100%. It doesn't tell you everything. Nothing does. As you can see, at any moment in time, anything can happen. But that's the beautiful thing about trading, too, the volatility. All right? You asked for volatility, we got it. So tomorrow, Fed Chair Powell speaks at 8 p.m. I don't know what, that's the only kind of thing I see. And there's ISM manufacturing, nothing crazy. But then Tuesday, December 2nd, core CPI in Europe. So, that might, but nothing crazy for us. Wednesday, we have ADP non-farm employment change, which usually does affect the market, especially the Forex market. And December 4th, Thursday, we have unemployment at 8:30. And Friday, we have customer sentiment, inflation expectations, personal income, and personal spending month over month. Consumer credit month over month as well. And that comes in later on, though, at 3. The first come in at 10 a.m. So expect some volatility Friday and Thursday. And Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. 8 a.m., 10 a.m., I would expect some heavy volatility. Yeah. Yes, Sarito. So could we get the bounce? Let's take a look at the S&P futures and see if it took a banger, and it did. I mean, it took a hit, but it did bounce way better than Bitcoin. And honestly, I was expecting it to kind of hit a high somewhere, here or there, just kind of hit this plateau. I thought maybe it might have been up there, but, somewhere here. So I'm expecting it to kind of make a right shoulder here and consolidate a bit. So I'm expecting this week to be a pullback in the markets. That's kind of how it looks like, and then we get tighter again before the bigger move for the S&P. Hopefully Bitcoin will follow. It says we pump, halfway, basically the second week into December. We clear out of this, pullback, and we start to make a move. That's kind of what I see happening on the S&P. Let's take a look at the NASDAQ. NASDAQ, same thing. Little pullback here. Lower high, though. You'd like to see that a little bit more. But it's the same thing. I'm just looking for consolidation here for the nasty Nas. Could it be a bigger right shoulder? There's a chance. Does this mean it's the end and a bigger dump? It's possible. For sure, anything is possible. But we'll see one step at a time. I'm looking, for me, I'm looking for consolidation because if they print money and they quantitative ease, where is the money going to go? Doesn't it have to go into the charts? So. Anyway, we'll see if I'm able to get this banger of a move back to the upside here for Bitcoin. It would be legendary to show up tomorrow. We buck right where we were. You were scared. No, you were scared. No, you were scared. No, you longed it. No, you longed it there, boy. We'll see what happens. Shout out to the 1,300 people here on the stream. Let's get the likes up to the watchers. I would greatly appreciate that. Thank you so much. And, Bitcoin's dumping. Your favorite YouTubers know where to be found. But we do a live stream here every single day, twice on the weekends, 4 live streams and a class we taught this weekend, Insanity. That is 7 hours of talking. Craziness. Maybe even more than that. actually, because not every show, some shows went over an hour. 87.5, big area of contention here for BTC. Can we hold on these time frames? And interesting to see it was a pullback kind of around the horn there. I'm looking at the 5 minute like it's in a bear flag that wants to just dump you down so nice and sweet. And that thing will go down like hard. I know it's weird, but whenever I've seen that you could dump so fast. You'll be at 83,000 before I said wazoo. It'll be like, brah. It's crazy. I know you don't believe me, and I'm not trying to be rude. I'm just going over the facts over here. We don't need that line. I was like, what is that line? That's just your other measured move, but it doesn't need to be there, right? So why did you long the 1 hour, Sam, if the 5 minutes hit a bear flag? I'm doing what it does, all right? It's likely going to go lower and continue to lower. And continue lower. I mean, look at that. It's a bull flag. We play that all the time the other way. Doesn't look amazing, I'll tell you that, but we'll see what happens. We need a V, basically in the next hour and a half to 2 hours, like this has to rip all the way back up. We need a V-shaped recovery all the way back to the upside. Otherwise, we are in a struggle here on BTC. God bless everybody here on the live. Thank you for being here. I appreciate it. So nice. Where are you from around the world? We must have so many people here from many different countries. I like this time because this time has people from everywhere. The 8 p.m. slot. Wow. We have a lot. I'm trying to keep up. I can't believe it. We run a stream with this many comments. Are you kidding me? Oh, what did this person say here? $50 super chat. Sam, thanks for what you do. God bless you, BTC Bill, with the $50 super chat. You didn't have to do that. I'll come back to you tenfold, Bitcoin Bill. That's so nice of you. Yeah, so I should short this bear flag to the downside right now. We got Maryland, the Philippines, Reno, California, Croatia, Houston, Brazil, Connecticut, so many places around the world. Thank you guys so much. So, I mean, this to me looks, I gotta say, I don't see, it's the charts are telling me that's going to dump and continue lower. This is just the beginning of the dump. They just started the dump. Serbia, brother, just joined the group with the discount getting started. Thank you so much. That's amazing. Amazing for people to say that. I'm going to work so hard to keep everybody going and make sure we learn as much as we can and find out how we could get opportunity out of here. Don't short the Bart Simpson, I know, right? You shorted right back. I don't know, man. It may not be over yet, brother. I'm just going by the charts. This when you hit the 21 and so after a dump, you look for continuation. I know that the 1 minute and the 5 minute in a massive dump will give you the best continuation, and same in a massive pump. So I look for continuation patterns on the 5 minute time frame whenever we're in a pretty fast dump or a pretty fast pump, and they tell us what's likely going to happen. So what you need to do now is we need to see some type of reversal pattern here. I guess you could say it's making an Adam and Eve. On the 1 minute, you could say it's attempting an Adam and Eve, right? And it's almost like an inverted head and shoulder, but I don't know. It doesn't seem to, not doing a great job for me. And you can see now the bounce and the resistance. It's so clear. It becomes very clear. So right now, you could if we can't get back above 87.7, we're in trouble. Like that's a line in the sand now. And you can see now that we're playing around below it, I mean, it just, so the 1 hour and the 1 minute, the 5 minute are already kind of telling me, hey, Sammy, we're kind of, we wouldn't mind going down for some more dumping. And I'm like, oh, really? And they're like, oh, yeah. You didn't know? You didn't get the message? You didn't get the memo? I said, oh, no, I see now. Shoulder, head, right shoulder. So, yeah, it just looks bearish to me here on the smaller time frames. I'd love to tell you we're going to reverse and that everything is great, but I it may not be right now. Sam, did you see those Old State Buckeyes? I don't watch college football. I'm so sorry. I should probably, but I don't. Sometimes I watch those, the Boston Eagles, those Boston College Eagles. I sound like such an old man. Those BC Eagles, remember when they beat Notre Dame? Doug Flutie, he threw the pass, the Hail Mary. It was Doug Flutie threw the Hail Mary. Wasn't it against the Miami Hurricanes? It's Boston College. I feel like, isn't that where the Hail Mary came from? I don't think it was in an NFL game. I'm pretty sure it was from Doug Flutie, man. But anyway, some people find that blasphemous. I don't mean to be rude. You can buy a 63K area that may be 20K profit off one Bitcoin before another job. Or because you own, the more you make. Yikes. Yikes. Doug Flutie beat Miami. Yep. Oh, yeah. As a kid, I mean, that was this. I had a magazine about it. See, as a kid, like, you went and bought magazines. You know, you went to the book fair, and I saw a magazine about Doug Flutie beating and I bought that magazine and I read about it. Isn't that interesting? Like, people now, they go on the internet to find out things. We had to go and the information was all over the place. We all couldn't get together and learn the same thing in one night. It's good and bad because they can brainwash us now to all think one way, but we can also all see things all the same and say, hey, that's not really how it happened. And they can tell us it is, and we could say, no, we're not too. That's not really how it went down. It should be over here. I don't know how I ended up so far in the screen. Sorry about that. That wasn't right. I did not need to be that far over into the screen. Bow, bow, bow. It's all about you. Don't you want no bar? It's all about you, Doug. I don't know. Always nice ending the month with all the lifers. May God bless you all throughout the holidays. Yeah. Is there any chance to go up? Honestly, it looks bearish to me right now, but I could be wrong. But it definitely looks bearish to me. I feel like I should definitely short it. It's like I should go. For me, I would go with. I would short with size right now. It's crazy. I have this rule not to short, not to trade heavy on Sunday night. Like, I like to go to sleep Sunday night. I don't like to be in a heavy trade. It's like, damn, I'm going to miss the biggest dump of my life because I won't short, though. It's like, but I've been so good about my rules and keeping my rules. Sunday night, like, it's the worst night in the, but there's always volatility, though. I'll tell you that. The Hurricanes, baby. Don't you do that. Oh, yeah, I have no idea what the U was, bro. Now I know what you're saying. Don't you do that, bro. I'm so happy I saw that comment. We were able to make that right. You know what I mean? You're funny. There's no news. This is only the chart. I know, right? Show me the charts. I was like, what happened? Where's the news back? Just tell yourself there's never is news. And just watch the charts. Look at it. The 1 hour looked horrible. It looked like it was in a head and shoulder pattern. We knew if the 2 hour lost to 200, we were going to dump like Charlie Chaplin. We were going to dump to this high volume node. We said the word Bart Simpson like 7 times. If you heard the word Bart Simpson to the channel, that means I knew there could be a dump. That's just the very fact that I said the word Bart Simpson let you know that I was saying, hey, so like, I don't know. I'm not too caught off guard. It was slowly, and then just. But hey, that is weekend trading. And it's also when the futures open up, right? The futures open up there like 7, 8 o'clock at night, 6 o'clock right there, or like 5. So there's 3 o'clock, there's 4 o'clock. Right? Because 4 o'clock is 16. No, yes. For some reason we're on the 2 hour. I was like, why are you skipping? But so the dump the dump starts right there at about 5 o'clock. By 6 o'clock, it's on, So once the futures market open, there was a move in, basically risk on assets started to take a move down. Let's take a look at the DXY. Even the DXY started to take a move down. So you can see they're dumping together too, which, we want to see that. Kind of need that. We want to see Bitcoin dumping, this dumping, but then we want to see Bitcoin reverse. The dollar continue to dump. Assets flip. All right. The Woodlands, Texas. What is that? Yeah. Yeah, Bitcoin spot all bookmap is running the show right now. Interesting. Yeah. So many people say crazy things too, and they repeat stuff that doesn't make any sense. Just be careful. Always go to Grok and verify, and even then verify again. All right, and don't repeat things that you aren't sure are true, because you might just be repeating nonsense. All right. Let's get back to that 5-minute flag that looks like it's going to take a dump all over us, all the way down to 86 and then further down to $83,800 for Bitcoin. It just is what it is. If you're just joining, and yes, I have a red tie and pocket square because it's a red dump. Yes, I am dressed for the occasion. Appreciate you for asking. Welcome, take a seat. There's 1,400 people waiting with you, watching the show. So we see a bear flag. We're in free fall dump right now. If you're just jumping on in, you're coming in because you're like, what's happening to Bitcoin? And you're Googling and you're looking and you want to find some answers and you're coming to the show. And I tell you, I don't look at the news too much. I just look at the chats and I read what the charts have to say. Interesting. Investor John Kinesis recently posted on X that Tether is going to sell all of its Bitcoin, gold, and other non-treasured assets to be compliant and potentially go public. He made the statement in the context of ongoing discussions about Tether's reserves and regulatory pressures, following an S&P downgrade of USDT's stability ranking to weak due to its exposure to volatile assets like Bitcoin, which exceed the company's safety buffer and insufficient disclosures. In an early post, he explicitly advised Tether to sell 100% of its Bitcoin and shift to U.S. Treasuries to clean up its operations and align with the U.S. stablecoin regulations. So as for 87,000 Bitcoin figure, reports indicate Tether currently holds approximately 87,000 Bitcoin, valued at $9 billion, which is 5% of its total reserves, backing 1.8 billion in U.S. Tether issuance. Tether itself has not announced any plans to sell these holdings. The CEO, Paolo Adino, has pushed back against critics, emphasizing investments in safe assets like Bitcoin and gold and land. So, this is speculation. It was news. It was used to flood the market. All right? It was used to make that monthly candle dump. A bunch of people went and bite and bit. It's not real news, so it's not a real move. Definitely manipulation. So, if you're coming here to wonder what's going to happen, that's kind of what happened. And that's verified on Grok, in case you wanted to know. I have it here right there. I didn't just repeat it. It is but that's what an investor said. John Kinesis recently posted that Tether is going to sell, but the CEO never said that. So it's right now, it's speculative news that can't be fully trusted. Okay? At the present moment in time. But what a dump. And it only took 18, it took an hour. It took about 2 hours, and now we're sitting. We can pick up the pieces, but to me, it's more likely we continue the dump. I mean, it's making a bear. That's a bear flag. That's a bearish rectangle, a continuation pattern. When you dump and you fall into a bearish rectangle, usually you continue to dump. I'd love a reversal. You know me. I'm looking to see if this 1 hour candle can actually flip the script, but it already looks pretty whack with that wick to the downside. So we'll see. I'd love to see this flag get defied and we'll just rip. But we'll, right now the TA says no. The TA says that's continuation to the downside. So welcome if you're just jumping on in. Tether reported on selling all of their Bitcoin, $87,006 billion worth. About $9 billion. Sorry, I misspoke. $9 billion. Again, it's hearsay. The CEO then pushed back and said, he hasn't said nothing about that, and they like to hold gold, land, and Bitcoin. A battle against what a safe asset is. Like a U.S. Treasury over a BTC. I mean, the volatility of Bitcoin's been pretty whack. I have to be honest. Like, ever since October 10th, and the altcoins and Bitcoins just went up and down, and they kind of made a clownery out of it. Like, for a while, to me, it was, that's why my trading group too, we focus on trading, right? Hold whatever you want. You know, like hold whatever you want in the long term or whatever, but you know, do whatever you want. I'm not a financial advisor. I don't tell people what to do with their money. What I will tell you is how to educate yourself and what's overbought and oversold. When an asset's in the premium, in the discount, and why, and the probabilities of buying the top and the bottom, right? And that's, you know, those, everyone should know those things. If they're gonna play around, you should get an education in technical analysis. You should understand when something's bought, you know, up or downs. I've been trading for 20 years, up and down. I've seen so many markets. I've seen so much go on that my knowledge will only help you and hopefully guide you and keep you from some, maybe, you know, possible danger that you would have also encountered without the guidance. So we'll see. 5-minute flag, baby, as we sit in limbo here. So as we came into the dump, Bitcoin kind of slowed down. We stopped the bleeding so far, but now we're kind of sitting. And to me, it looks like it's going to continue. Looks like this dump is going to continue down to 81,860. And your altcoins are going to get demolished. Everything's, I mean, it's hard to say. I sound like the doomsday guy, but it is what it is, right? That 3-day did bounce, but now we're kind of in, you know. Now we're in limbo a bit. But can we continue the pump? You never know. You never know. The secret weapon of that 3-day chart, but dude, man, dang. No love. No love for BTC, bro. This looks like it'll roll over. We should hedge a short on this puppy, in my humble opinion. I don't like trading Sunday nights, but dang. I should take the free money when it's handed to me. Just tell me I'll be there. We don't need a plan. I like it unprepared. Whatever comes our way, we'll stay there for the day. So dream away. It's simple. We just do this here. I mean, stop on the other side of the 21, just like the daily. I think should suffice. That's it. 6-1. Bear flag. Very simple. No overthinking it. No emotions. Just probability is what it is. Walk away. Call it a day. Yeah. It's a beautiful thing when you can be free and just trade TA. You don't have to trade 1,000 other things. Right? It's amazing. It's a blessing. So the point is, too, is how moving averages move. You know, price will dump away, come back to the 21. Dump, come back to the 21. Eventually, it'll cross through the moving averages, get back to the 200 when the dump is long enough. And you'll every time you lose a 200, look, this starts when you lose the 5-minute 200 moving average. Just like the pumps start when we gain the 5-minute. Same thing. That's why when the 1 minute loses the 200, I'm always so cautious about it. People think, why is he so... Because look at me, this dump starts when you lose it. And you have this kind of inverted head and shoulder. There was a chance you're going to reverse, and no. They don't always do it. And look, there's Bitcoin dumping now, 87,100. I just don't see how this thing doesn't continue to take a dump to the downside here on the 5-minute time frame. I see a move down. That's what the charts are telling me. I could be wrong. I'm not 100%. I wish I was. I wish everything I said was 100%, but I'm pretty accurate over time. I'm pretty sure, you know. Hey, today I got smoked, though. So it's not always perfect. I could see, though, that we could dump. You know, it's not like it was again, I could see the Bart Simpson. I could see it possibly happening. Still net positive on that P&L, so no worries. We come down to 86,000. Maybe even down to 83,850. Those are the two levels I'm looking for now, 86 and 83,850. Like, first stop, 86,000. Be nice if we could dig in here and push in an Adam and Eve. Turn this into a V-shaped recovery and really dig in, right? Slow down here at 87K. But they never make it easy. It's like, oh, the second you think Bitcoin's, gives you, oh yeah, we're going to reverse. It's all great. It's like, oh, no. If we do reverse, they're going to make it hard. They're not going to make it easy. They're going to make it very, very tough. It's not going to be a walk in the park. It's going to almost get there, come back, get there, come back. It's going to rip your heart out. Then it's going to get there. Then you're going to be like, oh, wow, thank goodness. I knew not to bug out. Yeah, that's funny, but there's always something else happening. And again, I would not trade Sunday night. Like tonight, I put that little trade in. It's $100 for 500. I wake up 500. So be it. Otherwise, I wake up, I expect to lose $100. You know what I mean? Can we look? It's possible we might get this V-shaped recovery. Everyone will short this bear flag, and we will just rip. I tell you, man, the monthly candle has to come all the way back up, and then we'll have a monthly candle with a wick. And we'll have a beautiful month. Like, this could be the beginning of a beautiful month. This could be the bottom of the December candle, everyone. Today, right now. 87K. It could be. Like, that's we don't know. We have to remain open-minded right now. Now, the sad thing is, it could be the beginning of the worst up in our lives. We could look back and say, dang, that's when it all started. But regardless, we don't know. So why don't we just believe that anything is possible for now? I thought about that in life. If we never know what's actually going to happen, why don't we always take the road that makes us more positive? Whatever road keeps us more positive, we should stay on. That road will help us in the long run, right? I think that makes sense. So, that's how I've been able to stay positive through all this, the ups and downs in the charts. Wow, shout out to the 1,000, basically 1,400 people here on the stream. 1,400 beautiful souls. Hit the live stream. Thank you. Hit the like button. Thank you for jumping on in. I appreciate that. My name's Sam Price. I am a trader. I do have a trading group. Oh my gosh, yes I do. And I am running a Black Friday sale. If you want to jump on in, it's amazing. It goes until tomorrow. So you have till tomorrow to think about it, but hey, then it's over. Then you got to pay the full price again. And you're like, why would you do that? For someone that never takes a day off, most consistent trading group in the game, we doubled from 69 to 15K. So we don't disappear when Bitcoin goes down. We actually get stronger. We find ways to make gains. We trade different things. I'm trading gold. I'll teach you how to trade any single thing in the world. Gold, silver, Bitcoin, you name it. We'll have a blast. Hit the quarterly or the annual today. Why pay full price when you can get in right now? Use the codes to get into the Black Friday, the Cyber Monday sale. I just don't see why not. Premium, most affordable premium Discord in the game. This is it. Take a shot on yourself. Invest in yourself. You'll never forget money you invested in yourself. All right? You could buy a bunch of things for $222. Invest in yourself forever. I did this. I joined a trading group. I started paying. And you know what? Here I am today. So much in my life has changed. So, hey, I'm not saying what's going to happen to me is going to happen to you for a fact, but dang. I put my best foot forward. I was just watching it in my cubicle at work on YouTube. And, before you know it, I'm here on YouTube and it's my whole life has changed. So, hey, a trading group changed my life. It might just do the same for you. So that's why I offer the same road that I went on. Why not? Wow. 1,400 beautiful, over 1,400 people here on the live. Thank you. Wow, 1,600 beautiful people here jumping on in. Everyone wants to know what's happening to Bitcoin. And, the news was this. We kind of had the news for you here. And the story is that John Kinesis recently posted that Tether is going to sell all of its Bitcoin, its gold, and its non-treasury assets to become compliant and potentially go public. They're saying that, the S&P scaled them down a notch, and they don't like that, and they might want to, but the CEO, Paulo Adroino, has pushed back against the critics, emphasizing investments in safe assets like Bitcoin and gold and land. But we'll see. Yeah, so there's no real confirmation from Tether right now, and there's speculation. They have 87,000 Bitcoin worth $9 billion. I think it spooked the market, and it got people. And Bitcoin also lost the 200 moving average in the 1 hour. Like, show me the charts, and I'll show you the news. Right now, I see a bear flag likely for Bitcoin to continue further to the downside. I see it headed to 86 and possibly down to 83,895. I took a crazy long on the 1 hour to see if we possibly might get a reversal here, but it's small, and that candle did not close strong at all. Closed very weak with a wick to the downside. Usually not a great sign. You want that candle to close strong. So that's already not a good sign right now. So yeah, 5 minute looks like it's going to continue bearishly to the downside here and take a dump. And there's a trade right there with a stop on the other side of the 21-day moving average. I use the moving averages for basically stop protection. It is Sunday night. It's not, I don't like to trade Sunday night personally. It's like kind of a no-no for me because price could just do all sorts of wacky things in the middle of the night while you're sleeping. It's just, I prefer Tuesday night, Monday nights. I just have other nights that I have a way better win rate. Things just go better on those nights. So there's a chance we still reverse. The only bullish sign is this could be the monthly candle wick. And we might just wick right back to the upside here. This might be the monthly low right there at 86.9. And let's just be kind of how the monthly finds its low. But dang, already a nasty red candle in the month. December's already bearish. Already nasty. So 2025 has been a kick in the teeth. Ain't that a kick in the teeth? Ain't that a kick in the... But it's been a tough year, really. Like a lot of promises, a lot of dancing. But again, I mean, I wasn't, me personally, I'm not saying for me, I didn't think anything, no one promises me anything. I take it one step at a time, one day at a time. I expect pain. I expect things to be hard. I expect things to go just the complete opposite and just, I expect to be kicked in the teeth every step of the way. Life's not supposed to be easy. No one reads a book about it being easy. Hey, I woke up, there was a pile of money right there. I never had to do anything to get it. I went out every dinner every night. Everything was perfect, and that's the end of the book. Like, no one wants to read that. How about my mom and dad died? I was an orphan. They left me to nothing. I grew up in the streets, right? I started working. I got taken in. I interned at a newspaper. Next thing you know, I began writing. They let me write an article here and there. And you find out that's one of the most famous authors in the world to this day now. And you're like, wow, that guy's unbelievable. I can't believe I've read his books. I didn't know he came from nothing. That's a story. So personally, you don't want it to be easy because everyone must want to be the hero, want to be remembered in some way, shape, or form. Even if you say, I don't like humans. I want to be quiet. I don't want anyone to know me. Even if that was the truth, but you ended up doing something cool to humanity and they read about you, even though at the time you didn't want anyone to know who you were, it would be pretty cool to leave a legacy, right? So the point is, everyone, I believe, wants to do something to be remembered. So you don't want your life to be easy, man, because if it was, no one would care about your story. Sad to say. You know what I mean? The guy that made it through 100 liquidations and still made it. That's a story. The guy that got liquidated 10 times and walked away. No one cares about that guy. You know what I mean? I'm not saying go get liquidated 100 times. I'm just, I guess you can get points on Astor now. But you know what I mean. I think you get my gist. So, nothing has changed. I can see us go either way here. It's tight. It's kind of asymmetrical, but man, the trend's now your friend. So the trend's telling you you're going to go lower. And that's kind of what I see happening here for Bitcoin. I could be terribly wrong. We'll see what happens. It's funny, as I put out a short, I'm in a long. Why are you long, Sam, if you're telling everyone to short? I'm not telling anyone anything. I'm just going over the probabilities here. Sometimes I defy them. I am in a long right now on the 1 hour time frame. Seeing if we can get a reversal here. So such a fast move down, you'd think there's got to be a fast move up. Like, that's just ridiculous. If they manipulated that quickly down, they can manipulate it that quickly up. I just love reading the articles. Let's see the articles. Bitcoin crashes 5% in Sunday slam as liquidation surge. Bitcoin failed to break key resistance over the weekend and slumped almost 5% in just 3 hours on Sunday. The asset spent most of the weekend trading around 91.5, where it appeared to be consolidating towards the end of the month, but suddenly declined to 86,950 on Coinbase. It is crazy. As seen countless times this year, Friday night and Sunday night often come with large crypto moves observed. Now, observed the Kinesis letter, adding the slump came without an obvious news catalyst. Yeah, it just seemed to out of nowhere. I mean, I guess there was that new the Tether news though, but I don't know if that was completely correlated. Wow, nice little surge for Bitcoin. I might actually be in the green on the trade now, right? Down $5. We'll see. This trade might I might end up $500. We'll see. Kind of out of an even somewhat, but it still looks like a bear flag to me. If it can get it slightly more above the 21, then it can reverse. Whenever they manipulate price that far fast down, I feel like we got to move that fast up somehow, some way. But again, don't trade my way today. I'm just kind of, and I'm not risking a lot, so it's laissez-faire for me. It's light. I don't have to be, I could be completely right. You know what I mean? It's like I'm not going too hard. I'm being smart and not over-risking on a Sunday night, in my humble opinion, So let's see. We'll hope in a week this kind of disappears and this isn't a sustainable dump. But man, it could be the beginning of the move down to 70,000 if we don't get back above some key levels in the next day or two. Shout out to the lifers and all the people here. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you all. 2025 was an amazing year. I hope we continue into 2026. And remember, nothing ever goes perfect. It's always going to be up and down. Some things are going to be awesome for a while, then nobody's life is a piece of cake. Not even mine, trust me. No, every single day. Every single day. Every day, it's like 8 a.m. You don't want to play with ham, Yeah, to me, that I don't see how this doesn't dump on you. But hey, I can trade against probability even when I believe it's not there, So to me, that's what the charts are telling us is going to happen. Maybe the charts will be wrong. Maybe I'll be right. But who knows? Let's take a look at the total market cap in all of cryptocurrency and those altcoins to see how they're holding up. This is total 3, the entire market cap of all the altcoins excluding Bitcoin and Ethereum. And that little flag that needed to pump in the last few days, we did not get that love. We got the curve. Can we get a bounce? Look how nasty that looks. But you can say it's just still inside the channel. Let's take a look. It's all about that 3-day 200. We're still very nicely above the 3-day 200 moving average. But once that goes below, then it's an M pattern on these altcoins. And then it's just kind of like, this asset class is dead. Like, you know what I mean? Or it has, basically people have moved on. Like altcoins is something that we should just, it's kind of like, they're starting to make me think they don't exist anymore. And I've been in them for a long time. And I'm a realist, man. It's like you got to kind of come to a realization at one point, right? Like, and that's why I stopped putting money into altcoins. Like, I'm done. I'd rather trade gold. As you can see, it's going well. I could put more money in the gold trade. I'd be up even more. So gold looking nice right now. And that's another thing. I'm a trader. No matter what these markets do, I'm going to find shorts. I'm going to find longs. I'm going to find ways to make gains. There's going to be opportunity out here. And I'm going to push myself to find it. And it's basically on my survival to find it because I'm a trader for a living, so I will find it. I have no choice. I know I will. That's what I've done for years. I will continue to do so. I made it this far, so I have faith in myself. So yeah, if we lose the 200, then that's when this whole thing kind of is like, we're really done. Altcoins could really dump then. It's like they haven't already, right? There's still a chance that there's some consolidation. Even if this happens, though, when we get this rally, we pump December, January, it looks like February, we'd come back, we get tight, but then at least everyone would be like, we'd consolidate for a few months, and then boom, May, June, again, September, we'd have to have a crash again. That's the thing. Nothing goes up forever, and usually it's like a 30, 40-day surge in these risk-on assets. I don't know. I have to be honest. It's a tough road. It's a tough road. Let's take a look at the total market cap for all of cryptocurrency and the altcoins, battling the 200 moving average again on the 3-day, that loses that. I mean, the next stop is the 4-day 200 moving average. I've seen it many, many times. Coincides with that resistance, and you will just drop down a little more. And this market will just continue to lose some value here. And you will have lower lows and lower highs. Bear flag still intact here for Bitcoin. I really don't see how this thing does not take to the downside. That looks like it's going to dump so hard all night long. Dump, baby, dump. I put a speculative short over, and look at the gold just doing damage right now. Absolute absurd. Gold, baby, gold. Funny, don't be confused. They have BTCS. I'm like, what is that? I don't even know what it is. I don't want to know because I don't trade it over here. So the daily spoke, took a beat down. Looks like we're at a daily bear flag. And then to me, the 5-minute is also now in a bear flag. The 5-minute looks like it's going to go lower to the downside. So I've got a long over there hedge in case it bounces, but I feel like I'm going to hedge it. And yeah, here you just see open long, open short. So you just put the take profit on the low, which is 83,844. And the stop loss up at 87,794, right? See how that works? Drag it over, hit advanced, hit the short button. Maybe hit that button again. Yeah, so you just kind of get it. And there you go. A little more. I like that. And I opened the short there. So if we lose $100, if this goes down up the other way, we lose like $300. If it goes up, worse, it goes up and comes back down. And we lose them both. It could happen. But now I'm just covered if we take a massive dump. To me, it looks likely. So I think the smart thing to do, even though I don't even like trading Sunday night, I do like taking the highest probability trades. To me, that's a high probability trade that I feel like I have to take. So if I get stopped out, so be it. It is what it is. I think I'm foolish if I don't jump in on that. But again, that's me. Don't do what I do. Please don't do what you see on YouTube. I am an entertainer. I'm a trader. This is for entertainment purposes only and for education, right? So you got to find your own way, do your own stuff. All right, this is what I do. But yes, it looks bearish. Look, it's already up $29. That I should just pull off my other trade. Doesn't look likely. It's only down 50 beans. Funny, the second I pull off, it will reverse. It's hard to tell what's going to happen. You never know. Personally, you go on probabilities, but you never truly know. Once you know, you can't take advantage of probabilities because you know so much, don't you? Right? So it's like you can't be a know-it-all in this game. Know-it-alls don't get anywhere. Open-minded people that take advantage of probabilities are the people that make the most. So don't be a know-it-all, in my humble opinion. I mean, do whatever you want. I don't want to tell you what to do, but know-it-alls usually don't make it too far. You don't want to be a know-it-all over here, eh? So, yeah. And then we opened Monday ready to go, right? And nice and red. So Monday morning is going to be great. It's just crazy, right? We had such a good Thanksgiving all week long. It's funny, right? Let's kind of go over what they do. Or what, I don't know who they is or what price does. Because maybe it's not even a day, just price action. Just feels like a group of people sometimes, doesn't it? But so like they drain it, but somehow all Thanksgiving they pump it so nicely. But just make a lower low and just drain it all again. So crazy. We got to get back above the 3-day 200 moving average. So much has to happen, and it looks like it's not going to. So, hey, if you can't beat him, join him. I'm a perma bear now. Dump it, baby, dump it. So, yeah, mixed signals on BTC. Can you reverse of the 1? Bear flag of the 5. Actually, I don't even see mixed signals. I see a bear flag of the 5 that says we are going to dump. So, I see a dump coming. How's the chat doing? Let's take a look back at the fan funding. Let's take a look at what people are saying in the live chat. All right. Wow. Blazer for the $4.99 and the thumbs up. Thank you. And then we have Dr. Fire Chicken. Much love to whoever donated the gifted membership I just received. We thrive in times like these. Thank you so much. That's very nice. Bitcoin Bill sent 10 memberships and a $50 super chat. Thank you so much. You didn't have to do that, brother. And gratitude for all you do. Is that Crypto Billy? You never know, but thank you. Gratitude forever, all you do, man. Thank you, Sam. God bless you, brother. Thank you. So many nice people in the world that look out for me, send love my way, send good energy my way in these dark, even in the what feels like dark times sometimes, right? Well, let's pile in on this short. I'm gonna close my long there, my pipe dream long. It just doesn't look amazing. I'll take a $56 loss, and we'll move on from there. Yeah, so I took the long off the table for $57. You can see it's gone. I got the short cooking. Up $50 now, and let's see if we can make some paper here. It's a bigger trade. I'll make like $3,000. This thing rocks down. That'd be a nice $3,000 night. So let's see. Let's see. Send it, baby. Send it. And you got to do what the charts tell you to do. When I'm hitting the 21, I'm in a flag. I trade long, so I got to trade short. And when you have a massive manipulative measured move, usually you get another measured move of similar size. I've seen this many times. I could be wrong. I'm just going over what I've seen, folks. I'm not trying to be a know-it-all. I hope you're okay. And someone said XRP, yeah, the altcoins are going to get absolutely smoked. And someone says QT ends tomorrow. Thumbs up. I know, right? Everyone, you're getting fed narratives. This ends this, do that. I wouldn't listen to any of these people, man. I want to mention names, but I won't. I'm going to stay. But there's so many people on my tongue right now. It's going to keep going. It goes. Oh, my gosh, man. Look at this. Look at the whole market. Dump, dump, dump. Look at ETH. ETH actually is holding up pretty nicely. Or no, that's Tether. So funny. Look. You just look right and see if there's anything that's on the way. Look, Chainlink. Oh, no, Monero. Monero's been going up. Monero's at 430. Monero's at an uptrend. Let's go take a look at Monero. Look at that thing. It's in a bit of a flag there. I see it on the daily like this. I feel like it broke out of that trend line finally. Monero's just going to probably keep going to 660. It's the only thing worth trading right now. It's crazy. Monero. But look, everything just took a massive beatdown Sunday night. Look, you could just see it across the board. I'm looking right here at all these. See right there? And you can just look, dump. Look, oh, World Liberty Financial, flat. That didn't dump bad. What is this here? Yeah, World Liberty Financial, funny. Pepe isn't as bad. Tether Gold, of course, right? Pax G, right? Yep. Quant, actually, which has been in better shape than most the last week. But wow, the whole market took a beat down, man. You know why? I mean, that it makes sense though. Tether says they're going to go back, and so everyone's going to follow the money. Like, damn, if Tether's going to sell that much money, then maybe people might have just jumped into treasuries, right? Someone said Feds will pump the markets tomorrow. Anything could happen. We'll take it one step, one day at a time. you know. What are people saying here in the chat? Hey, Senior Lifer, can you take a look at XAGUSD silver? Yeah, let's take a look at silver. Silver's been on a tear. Capital.com, FXC, there's so many different places. Wow, silver ripping to $57 an ounce. And you can see silver on the daily similar to what gold's about to do. Gold ripped in the daily. Silver is going, and silver has a measured move to about $70. I've been collecting silver since $15 a coin. I have, I don't know, a few thousand ounces of silver. That's crazy. 2,000 ounces of silver, right? That's just, what is that? $10,300. Yeah, 100. Wait, yeah. Wow, what the? That's crazy, right? I don't realize I got that much silver, man. Jeez Louise. Silver, even if you had 500 ounces of silver, right? Just 500 ounces of silver. You're sitting on 30 racks. I mean, that's insane. It's crazy. Super cycle of December of 2025 was bullish. Yeah. You're crazy. You guys are ready for 19K Bitcoin. It's possible. Yeah. I'm open. We're open-minded for anything. Funny, people come here and try to bash people here. We're traders, man. Anything could happen. We're okay with it. Yeah. And then, you know, once you see the daily's in an uptrend, it's weird how all the indicators are disappeared. But yeah, you start looking for flags in those bigger, on the smaller time frames. Like that was one there. You had tight moving averages. That's a you know, boom. But here, like I would wait for silver to flag out again on the 1 hour. Once it does, I mean, that's an entry. But I like those meaty big time frames too. The daily just looks so good. So gold, same idea. And this is why when I go over gold every week. And once I went over gold, I said, man, I'm trading that. Like, you know. And actually, it might even peak out of I wouldn't be surprised if it has a nice dump and pulls back. Like it hits this top trend line, but it looks like it actually broke out. And gold might just be continuing to go on a tear now. Either way, either it comes back down, you get a chance at 4,086, or it doesn't. I just see it pumping. You know, that means it's either January 14th or February 14th, somewhere. It's $5,200 an ounce. Right? Shorts are paying, folks. Shorts are paying. Shorts are paying. $125 in the shorts so far. Let's see how. Let's go, baby. Let's go. Send this puppy down to Valhalla. All right. Let's just trade everything next year. I'm feeling more relaxed by not holding so much. Exactly. Me too, man. Same as me, bro. You know, I got to pivot. We can't do the same things. That's why a trading group's great too. The pivot, like the move. So. And this is a meltdown. Shout out to everybody jumping on in. Thank you for being here. We're trading this market calmly and coolly and collectively. Shout out to the 1,400 beautiful souls here on the live. Let's get the likes up to the watchers. I can't see the likes, but I know they're there. 400, 500 likes. Thank you so much. Let's get those likes. Why don't we have 1,000 likes every time? We got to beg for the likes every single time. Hey, it's okay. You know what, dear Lord? Thank you so much for the 443 likes that I do have. You know? Whenever, you know, I always just look at what I do have, and I always say thank you for what I do have. And I go from there. You know, I used to be in a one-bedroom apartment for years. I worked a night shift for years. I had nothing. I had no suits. I wore a suit, the same hoodie, and I wore Costco's jeans, and no one saw me. I worked a night shift. It didn't matter what I wore, you know. So I was happy then. Walking down the block with on a beautiful sunny day, I was able to be happy. I didn't love where my life was going, and I wanted better. And I wasn't, I wasn't excited for what my kids, the future of my children, because I lived in a one-bedroom apartment, and I wanted my daughter to have some grass to play in. And I used to really say, dang, man, I want my daughter to have some grass. She's like 5 years old. My daughter was 5 when we finally moved out of a one-bedroom apartment. So I struggled for a long time. I didn't have it all. I didn't have close to it all, whatever that was. I saw everyone doing it. You know what I mean? I worked a night shift from 31 to 36 years old, from 7 to 3 in the morning. I busted my butt. I came home on the train. Crazy people screaming in the train, I had like homeless people chase me a couple times. It just, because I'm getting out at 1 and 2 in the morning every night of my life for 6 years. The seedy, while everyone's asleep back home, or everyone's getting out drunk from the bars and the clubs, I was out there working the night shift. Again, it was all me, right? I didn't have to work the night shift. I guess it's how it happened. I took a job, took another job. I took the jobs that I got. I found them online. I didn't have connections. I didn't know anyone in New York City. I moved there from Boston. And I had to work my way and make my connections. And so when anyone ever complains about anything, I lived in a tiny apartment under a Russian woman for $600 a month. You know what I mean? And it was tiny. It was illegal. It had a kitchen like this big. You know what I mean? I had a little door. You could barely stand up with the thing. You know what I mean? It was a fire hazard, for crying out loud. I've done so much, man, and I made it through. And I always have faith in, and a lot of times I didn't have faith. I'll be honest, I didn't. And I didn't have the closest connection to God. And you know who would tell me to have faith? My dad. My dad, man, he would say, "Ye of little faith," he would say to me. He would say, "Ye of little faith," man. He said, "Have some faith." He said, "Next time you're down and out, you get down and you say a prayer." And the devil was in my ear so much back then. Like, my dad would say that, and I would hear a voice say, that's not going to do anything for you. Can you believe that? Like, I would hear my dad say, get on your knees. And he'd say, go to a church and pray. I said, man, my dad doesn't know my problems. He doesn't understand. He thinks I can just pray my way out. My dad doesn't get it, I used to say to myself. I was lost for a long time. I was lost spiritually. I had a good heart. I was always there to help people. I would do the right thing. I really did. But not always for myself too, And so I struggled for many years, everyone. And I don't know what's making me go on this tangent now, but I am. It is what it is. This is my show, and sometimes I go where I go. But I just want to let you know that I found myself. And it's not easy. And every day is going to be hard coming. And I know my life's going to be hard. Like I told you, I don't want it to be easy. I don't expect the next year to be easy. It's going to be tough. I might have to swallow a few you know what I mean? I hope I make it through. I hope whatever comes my way, God is there for me no matter what. And I hope my family stays healthy and everyone in my life is okay. That's the most important thing. That's the most important thing, is that I stay healthy. My family stays healthy and we make it through together, right? Like everything else, whatever, right? It's funny, if you told me I was going to make $100 million next year, but I was going to lose someone I loved, no way, right? Isn't that funny? We all think we want these big things in life. We do, and we dream of all this stuff. But then if you said if you weren't going to have the love, the love of your loved one, you'd be like, oh, I just want to go back to my regular life. Where you're living in America, you're never going to understand what the real hard is because you're never going to work 20 years for one TV. Yeah. Hey, man, thank you for saying that. I appreciate it. But I don't think people realize how hard it is no matter who you are, no matter what country you're in. But I get it. I'll never be in the streets begging for my food. Hopefully. You never know, but hopefully. Hey, man, I'm not going to tell you, yeah. Here we go to the downside now. Up 3%. I told you I'm the king of 3%, man. Nobody makes 3% more than me. Hey, you got to do what you got to do out here, huh? And now we go. We breach 87,000, and now the dump really starts to happen here. And I told you, it was a bear flag, man. Tried and true. I hate to be the bearer of bearish news or call it the way it should be. But that's awesome, right? You come here at 8 p.m. on a Sunday night, I make a call, it plays out. You come here Monday morning, it plays out. That's a dump and a half there. 390 a second ago. Ooh, there we go, baby. There we go. Well, that puppy is moving. That's a dump and a half right there. $400 in the trade pretty fast. I said I'll be happy with, making $500 on a 9. Like, whoa. Only when my stop loss is to break even there. I don't know why it looks like I have 2 stop losses, but... I want to get this off the screen. I mean, that thing is dumping hard and dumping fast, and you could tell it was going to. I was trying to explain this to you guys. Nobody was listening. And so everyone listens to this, and this guy's off topic. I guess some people say this because I talk about things other than trading. But man, I mean, I'm calling it as I'm talking about it, I'd take these $400 in profits. Probably going to dump more, but I don't really care. I just want to take mine. $500. Look at that. How to Make $500 in 5 Minutes. This story by Sam Price. The book by Sam Price. How to Make 510 Minutes. Sam Price. So, what happened there? The trade should be cooked right now. Should have taken profits. Show me a trade gone. What's going on now? I was about to say, I saw 300. I was like, yeah, that's the gold trade. Excellent. Shout out to anyone that made gains with the lifer. Anyone make gains with the lifer? Anyone make gains trading with the lifer, baby? Let me know. Did you make gains trading with the lifer? Pocket a quick, $400 or $500. And look, it bounces right after we sell. Amazing. Look at the bounce right after the sell. Unbelievable. We did it like we were supposed to, everybody. $488 on the trade. A master of trades. There you go. Look at that. Shorted Bitcoin from 87.2 to 86.6 in a blink of an eye. And then it bounced right back up as we called the short. Sold it like who does that? Who does that? Took that red candle and moved on, baby. Shout out to my people, man. God bless everybody here live with me. I appreciate you all. Everyone, I'm going to jump on out of here. Get ready for tomorrow. Get a good night's sleep. Get myself situated. I'm too excited right now. I just won money. I got to calm down. I got to go calm down now. I love you all. I appreciate you. All right. Watch BTC. I do see it continuing to the downside. Watch your 1 hour time frame. Watch your 5 minute. I see the 5 minute flag continuing down to those key levels we discussed. Let me kind of go over it one last time before I jump on out, right? One last time, Sammy. One last time. Don't leave us hanging, Sammy. So look, I see us dumping down to 86,070 and then further down to 83,008. I do not see a massive reversal coming out of nowhere. Maybe we do. Maybe it's possible. I would love that. If we do reverse, look for an inverted head and shoulder on the 5 minute, on the 15 minute. Look at the 5 or the 15. They're going to tell you what's going to happen. Right now, they look like they're going to continue lower. Yeah, I might have sold and a pump back up, but man, that's usually just playing games. They're usually going to continue this puppy. So I see us going lower. If anything changes, I'll let you know, but that's my update for the night. Everyone, I love you. Thank you so much. If you want to jump on into the trading group, please go to CryptoLifer.com. We have an amazing Black Friday, Cyber Monday sale. It ends tomorrow. But yeah, and then it's back to the regular prices. I wish I could keep them that low forever, but I can't. All right. But jump on in today if you can. Take advantage of those prices. If you've watched me for years and you're like, dang, I keep thinking, just do it now. Get it over with. Pull off the Band-Aid. Invest in yourself too. And again, you're going to actually make my life better and your life better at the same time. It's a great move. God bless everybody. Thank you so much for being here. I love you. I appreciate you. And I'll see you all tomorrow. Stay blessed, stay amazing. Thank you for these 4 awesome live streams the entire weekend and the class. Thank you for this monthly candle close and the weekly candle close. It was an amazing time to be alive with each and every one of you. I cherish every moment I'm here on the stream. God bless you all. I'll see you tomorrow. Thank you for everything. The Secret to Success is getting started. Join the group and get started today.